This is for Year 12 Further Maths. We're going to look at exercise 8F, questions 3 and 4. So these both are compound interest problems. These are actually quite fundamental in more complicated questions in chapter 9. So you've got to have a really firm grasp of some of these concepts. So we've got we've got a loan. So you owe money, you owe $2,000, you borrow $2,000, that's the initial amount you owe, and you're getting charged uh, an interest every year. So the compound period's yearly. Now, the fundamental parts that you've got to know about compound interest loans or compound interest problems is the difference between big R value and small R value. The small R value is your interest rate. Okay, your big R value is what you multiply the amounts by to either decrease or increase the amount you're multiplying by. Okay, so in this case, we're going to increase the amount we're multiplying by because our R value is greater than 1, which means that we're getting charged, we're increasing the amount by 6% every year, which makes sense because the banks are charging interest for loans. So we're getting charged 6% interest yearly. So my small R value is 6% per annum. Okay, so you've got to be really good at eyeballing between big R values and small R values. So for example, if I had a big R value of 1.13, that's an interest rate of 13%. If I had a big R value of 1.97, that's interest rate of 97%. If I had a big R value of 0.97, that's actually less than 1, which means we're depreciating by 3% every year. Okay, so when you multiply values by bigger R values, you're either increasing the amount or decreasing the amount. So you got to understand that. If your R value is 1, so 1, it means that you're not changing the amount at all, okay? Because it stays the same. But if it's greater than 1, then you're increasing. If it's less than 1, then you're decreasing. Okay. Now, okay, how much money is borrowed? $2,000. Okay, because that's my V0. That's always your principal amount. What's the annual interest rate for the loan? 6% per annum. Okay. Write down a rule for the loan after n years. Okay, let's have a look at how the recurrence relation works, because again, like I said, this is quite fundamental. Edit this, clear all. So initially we had $2,000. Okay, that's how much we owe. But after the first year, you get applied an interest rate of 6%. So remember, when I multiply by something that's greater than 1, you're increasing the amount. Okay, how much we're increasing by the amount by? 6%. So the amount we owe is $2,120. After the second year, what I'm doing is I'm using the previous amount and I'm multiplying by 1.06. So this is how recurrent relations works, because that's what the rule's telling me. My next amount, Vn plus 1, is my previous amount, Vn, multiplied by 1.06. So all I'm doing is getting the previous amount that I owed in year 2 to get the amount owed in year 3 when I multiply it by 1.06. Okay? So this is essentially what I'm doing. So after 4 years, you get 1.06. Okay, so that's actually the answer. But I don't want to have to do this 4 times. Okay, there is a simpler rule. Because what's the pattern here? We're actually multiplying each of the amounts subsequently by 1.06. So instead of writing 1.06 again and again and again, you can use your index laws, or you can use write an index form. So my Vn, my amount in n years is 1.06, not 1.06, sorry. My initial amount, $2,000, because you look at, initially we had $2,000 here, and we're multiplying it by 1.06 n number of times, okay, depending how many years. So if it's 1 year, then you have only one lot of 1.06. But if you have if you want to find the loan after 4 years, then you have to multiply by 4. So when you specify a rule, make sure you write the rule itself and what your starting value is. So your starting value is $2,000. So to get full marks, you need to make sure you have to have these 2 things together. So write down the rule to use the rule to find the value after 4 years. So can you see we have an n here? We want v4 because we want it after 4 years. So go v2000 times 1.06. Instead of n here, we have 4. Okay, so it works out. So we go 2000 times 1.06 to the power 4. Okay, 2524.95. 2524.95, which is 2524.95. Make sure you have your dollar sign. Make sure it's two decimal places. Money is, when doing financial, it's always two decimal places. Unless it's a whole dollar amount. Okay, so if it's like, say, $2,524, and that's, you don't have a decimal place, that's fine. You can write it as 2524, but this is not a whole number, so we have to write two decimal places. So you cannot never write money dollar amounts to one decimal place or three decimal places. You'll get marks deducted for that. So part D is find if the loan is fully repaid after 6 years, what is the total interest paid? Okay. Now, after 6 years, we know V6 is 2000 multiplied by 1.06 to the power 6. So let's look at what the amount is. Okay, so I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my previous calculation. I'm just going to change the 4 to a 6. So 2837. Now, how much did we borrow initially? We borrowed $2,000. How come the loan is 2837 after 6 years? Well, the extra 837 and 4 cents must be attributed to the interest. So to get the interest you paid, you just simply go what my amount owed in 6 years is minus my initial amount I borrowed. So I get 837 and 4 cents. So 837 and 4 cents. So, oops, go back here. So we got 2847. Is it 2847? So 837. 2837 and 4 cents. So the interest paid must be my V6, so the amount at after 6 years, minus my initial principal. So that gives me $837.04. Okay, again, two decimal places and dollar sign. So we'll look at question 4. It's actually a very similar question. Instead, they haven't really given you a rule now. You have to write the rule. So we know $8,000 is invested. Well, we know that's V0 is 8,000. And it's earning 12.5% compounding each year. Okay, let Vn be the value of the investment after n years. So it's asking for you for a rule. Rule means not a recurrence relation, so not something like this. Okay, that's a recurrence relation. A rule means we want Vn is my initial amount, the principal amount, multiplied by my big R value. Now, my small R value in this case is 12.5% per annum. So my big R value, because it's increasing, we know it's greater than 1, so it's 1.125. Okay, so like I said, I wanted you to be very good at converting between these two values. So that's 1.125 to the power n. Okay, because you're multiplying to increase the amount the previous year, you just multiply by 1.125 each time. Okay, so we've wrote down the rule. We've got V0 and we've got Vn. Use the rule to find the investment after 3 years. Okay, so all I'm doing is working out V3. So it's $8,000 multiplied by 1.125 to the power 3. 11390.63. 11390.63. 11390.63. Okay, put the dollar sign and two decimal places. Okay. Use the rule to find. Okay, I've already done that. Done that. And how much interest has been charged over 3 years? Okay, so similar thing. Interest charge would be your value at 3 years minus the value, the initial amount you borrowed. Okay, so all you're simply doing is the value after 3 years is this amount minus the initial amount you borrowed. So 3,390, 3390.63, 3390.63. Okay, 3390.63. Now, for working, you might want to show what your free value is, okay, to get full credit. Just so that, in case you get something wrong, I can see like what you've done in your working. Because something like Part C will be worth 2 marks. How much interest was earned in the 3rd year of investment? Okay, so we want to find the interest from V2 to V3 basically, because we want to see how much interest was earned